It's always fun to see young people go through the doors of the Martin House because they start outside and they see the glorious landscape and they see, it's just so beautiful. There's a beauty, a serenity, something that they may not be familiar with.
It's almost shock and awe when young kids come into this house. There's nothing like it. When we bring high school groups and younger into this house, as a docent, you feed off their energy. And you know, a lot of people say kids are reluctant to ask questions nowadays. It's like pulling teeth. Maybe just for a minute. Once kids get familiar with us and what we can do, the questions are limitless. They're authentic, innocent, but they're great questions. And those questions would never be generated in the classroom. They're generated here because they're living this house.
There are things about math or science or art that in a classroom, looking in a book, you might not have a connection to. But once you see art in real time, once you actually create a Japanese print on your own, once you learn about America's most famous architect in the actual space that he created, there are these sparks that happen, there's these connections that happen that you can't get in a classroom.
I always say it's art, it's engineering, it's architecture. If you go down to an elementary level, it's shapes, it's geometry, it's math. It's almost limitless what we could do here.
I think our children take for granted that they live in the city of Buffalo, not realizing the history here was very robust. Economics were very robust. I think when you look back, you can look forward. Generally, it's just important for our children to appreciate what's around them, to see what is afforded to them.
I know how important this space is and how important it can be to students and to children. I would love for every single student that lives in Western New York to, at one point in their career, to make it here.
I was a teacher for a lot of years. I understand the pressure that teachers are under with curriculum and standards and trying to get through units and get through the year. In some instances, a field trip is about the last thing you need put on your plate, especially if that field trip isn't worthwhile.
We are a center of architecture, a center for design, for landscape. There's so many different stories. Whether you're a student of art or whether you're a student of engineering or you really like history, learning about the Martin House in the context of Buffalo history, I think, is really important. And I want everyone in Western New York to think about the Martin House as a site that belongs to them.